Hey English 12, Miss Sopiarz-Rianda here, and I am making Unit 7 Session 2 available early for spring break, before spring break, just for those people who want to work ahead. But we will not be officially starting this session until we get back from spring break. Your last day of spring break is the 30th, which is Monday. So you don't get back. We actually have a 4-day week when we come back. So if you want to work ahead, that's great. But we are starting this session officially on Tuesday, April 1st. And we are continuing our reading of your nonfiction memoir this week. At the end of this week, you will be halfway through your novel. Okay, and so as you are reading this week, there's a couple of things to do. In addition to your reader response, you're also going to be considering in this session how the author's viewpoint impact the book. Because you're not reading this novel in a vacuum. There's someone else there, and it's the writer. And a lot of times when you're reading, you forget about the writer, but it's especially important to think about the writer's viewpoint when you are reading a nonfiction memoir, because who that person is can really color the memoir. The person who's writing your book could be the actual person. It could be an autobiography. It could be the author could be a person that knew the person, or the author can be a person who never even met him and he or she has just done all the research to write the novel. So all of those different relationships potentially can really affect what you see in your book. So we're going to be thinking about that in this session. And you can see one of our essential questions here is to really consider, how the author provides his or her, what are some clues that the author provides about his or her viewpoint in the novel. So again, as you're reading, think about that. Think about, how does the author really affect the viewpoint here? Okay, so what you'll do again is you will read the next quarter of your novel, so you'll be halfway through the book, and as you are doing that, you'll be taking notes again like you did in session 1. Choose a different format from last week. They're all here for you. They're also here in this Google Drive. So be sure that it is different from last week. Be sure it's very specific in details. I love quotes. Include quotes and pages. And remember, the point of these novels is to engage you as a reader, and it's also to help prove that you have read this book and you're thinking critically about this book. Okay, so you'll submit that information here. There's that rubric. And then here is that assignment about the author's background and viewpoint. What you're going to do is you're going to do a Google search for some information about the author and find at least one good source. And as you're reading, think about why your author might have chosen to write about the topics in their book. Okay, and then what you'll do is, considering that, you will answer these 3 questions in a well-developed paragraph. 5-sentence minimum. A well-developed paragraph is really about 10 sentences, and that's going to be worth 30 points. But what I want to do is also help you go through what a Google search would look like for your author. Suppose you are doing Jon Krakauer. Okay? I meant John. Yes, thank you. And you can see all of these sources come up for Jon Krakauer. Wikipedia and Facebook. I don't know what kind of information that would give you. But don't be afraid to use Wikipedia. Research does show that it's a pretty reliable source, because if there were errors in error, it is corrected very quickly. But do also, if you do use Wikipedia, make sure whatever information you do get, you can back it up with another source. You can check out Amazon.com for the biography. An interview would be a good one on Random House. So clicking on that, you could read an interview with him. Okay, So don't pick the first one that you find. Read a couple and figure out which one would be the best resource for you and gives you the most insight as far as what his influence is as a author. Okay, and then again, you'll do that paragraph right here. Submit it into the Dropbox. And then you are done with the session. So by the end of the session, you should be able to answer yes to all of these questions. If you can't, go back into the session and find out what you missed and where you missed it. And then next week, we're going to be focusing on reading the next quarter of the novel. We're also going to be looking at jargon. Each one of your books has a specific type of language that's called jargon, and we're going to be looking at the jargon in your vocabulary in your novels next week. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. Have a great week, everybody.